Have you ever been typing an email and just stopped? You're staring at the screen, totally stuck on whether to use the ing version of a verb or the to version. Well, you're not alone. It's one of the trickiest parts of English grammar. But what if I told you there's a really simple way to figure it out every single time? Today, we're going to break it all down.
Okay, take a look at these two sentences on the screen. Both of them are totally correct, but notice the difference? In the first one, we've got to help, and in the second one, we've got living. They're both verbs that follow another verb, so what's the deal? Why the different forms?
This is the big question, right? It can feel completely random sometimes, but I promise you, there is a clear logic behind it. And by the end of this quick explainer, you're going to be able to see that logic instantly.
So here's our game plan. We'll start by making sure we're all on the same page with the terms. Then we'll get into the main rules, the real secret sauce. I'll even show you a handy shortcut, and then we'll put it all to the test. Let's dive right in.
Okay, first things first. Before we can solve this puzzle, we got to meet the two key players, the infinitive and the gerund. Seriously, once you understand what these two are, everything else starts to click into place.
So on one side, we have the infinitive. This is super simple. It's just the basic dictionary form of a verb, and you'll almost always see it with the word to right in front of it. Think of it as the verb in its most pure original state. The formula is easy: to plus the verb.
And on the other side, we have the gerund. Now this one's a little different. A gerund is a verb that we dress up with an ing at the end so it can act like a noun, like a thing in a sentence. You're taking an action, like swim, and turning it into a concept, like swimming is fun. It's an action that works as a noun. All right, now this is the most important thing you need to remember. When you have two verbs back to back, the first verb is the boss. It's the one in charge. It calls all the shots and tells that second verb what to do, whether it needs to be an infinitive or a gerund. If you remember this one idea, you've got the master key to this whole thing.
So, if the first verb is the boss, then we need to know who the bosses are, right? Let's take a look at which verbs demand an infinitive and which ones demand a gerund. This is where you'll really start to see the patterns.
And here's where it gets really practical. These boss verbs basically fall into three teams. Look at that first column. Verbs like decide, hope, and plan, they are strict bosses. They always demand an infinitive. You'd say, I plan to travel. Then you've got the middle column. Verbs like enjoy, avoid, and finish. They're the opposite. They always want a gerund. She enjoys reading. And that third column? Those are the cool bosses. Verbs like, love, and start are flexible. They're happy with either form, and it usually doesn't change the meaning much. Okay, so that covers most of the boss verbs. But what about all those common phrases and expressions? Well, there is a fantastic shortcut for this, and it's called the preposition rule. This one is a real game changer. This is honestly my favorite trick. It's so simple. If you see a verb coming right after a preposition, little words like for, in, about, of, the verb that follows is always a gerund. Every single time, no exceptions. It's a super easy two-step process. Spot the preposition and then add ing to the next verb. Done. And you can see this rule in action everywhere. Just look at these common phrases. Apologize for arriving late. Interested in learning guitar. Now pay really close attention to that last one. Look forward to. That to in that phrase is actually a preposition. It's not part of an infinitive. That's a classic trick question. And it's why we always say, I look forward to meeting you, never to meet.
All right, theory time is over. You've got the rules, you've met the boss verbs, and you know the preposition trick. Now it's time to put all that new knowledge into practice. Let's do a quick quiz. You ready?
Okay, first one up. He avoided talk to her. Our boss verb is avoid. Think back to our chart. What team is avoid on? Does it want an infinitive or a gerund? Take a second. And the answer is talking. Yep, avoid is one of those boss verbs that always demands a gerund. He avoided talking to her. Nice one if you got that right.
Okay, let's try another one. I hope see you next week. Our boss verb this time is hope. So what does hope require? It's to see. Hope is a boss verb that's all about the future, about something you want to happen. And that's what the infinitive is perfect for. I hope to see you. Excellent. All right, last one. And remember, this is the one that can catch people off guard. I look forward to meet you. What's happening with the word to here? Is it an infinitive or is it our special preposition rule?
The answer is meeting. Remember our rule? In the phrase, look forward to, that little word to is a preposition. And what comes after a preposition? Always a gerund. This is a perfect example of why that rule is so useful.
So, if you only take one single thing away from all of this today, let it be this. The main verb is the boss. It's in charge. Once you know what that boss verb wants, and you keep that little preposition trick in your back pocket, you've pretty much nailed this whole concept.
But of course, the absolute best way to make grammar stick is to actually go out and use it. So, here's your challenge for today. Can you build a sentence of your own using one of these rules? Maybe something with plan, or enjoy, or maybe that tricky phrase, interested in. Give it a shot. You've got this.